Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video on my channel. And if you're new here, welcome, I'm Brienne. Today's video is going to be a little bit shorter than my usual videos as this case is very recent, so there just isn't too much information out about it. But it does involve a young child who is missing, so I figured that right now is the most important time to get this case out there. Also, I just want to say a quick thank you to the subscriber who requested this case, as I had never heard of it before, and ever since I started reading about it, it is one that really hit home for me. So with that being said, let's jump right into this case. Lucas Hernandez is 5 years old and went missing on February 17th, 2018, so just 2 months ago. He went missing from his home in Wichita, Kansas, where he was under the supervision of his stepmother, Emily Glass, who is 26 years old. Emily Glass phoned the police around 6:15 p.m. on February 17th to report Lucas missing. She had told the police that she had last seen Lucas around 3 o'clock p.m. when she'd put him down for a nap. Then she'd gotten into the shower and went for a nap herself. When she woke up, she found that the back door was slightly ajar and Lucas was nowhere to be found. Now, I personally already see a little bit of a problem with this, as I worked with young children for many years, and I know that by the age of 5, most children are already grown out of a nap, and those who do still nap for short periods of time. But for Emily to have been able to have a shower and nap herself, that means that she was expecting Lucas to nap for quite a while. I would also like to mention that Emily Glass's 1-year-old daughter was also in the house at the time, and I would assume that she was also napping. After investigating the scene, police said that there was no sign of an abduction, and there was also multiple searches done all over Wichita, including hundreds of police officers, dogs, drones, and horses, but nothing of Lucas has been found yet. On February 26, 2018, Emily Glass was checked into Sedgwick County Jail, originally facing 2 charges of child endangerment, one for Lucas and one for her 1-year-old daughter. But at the moment, she is only facing 1 charge for unlawfully, unreasonably, and knowingly permitting a 1-year-old child to be in a situation that can put her body, health, and life in danger. Now, it is said that this crime that she is being charged for actually took place on February 16th, which is the day before Lucas went missing. And there isn't too much information on exactly what this crime is, but I do believe that it is something to do with her smoking weed while being responsible for the 1-year-old child's safety. Like I said before, Emily isn't facing any charges to do with Lucas, but she is facing 1 charge of child endangerment for her 1-year-old daughter. And there was no mention of Lucas throughout this court hearing. But I do believe that it is possible that the police are looking for something to hold her with until they can find out if she was responsible for Lucas's disappearance. Emily Glass has at least 2 children of her own, and in the past, the court records show that she has had trouble with physically attacking somebody as well as property damage. Emily Glass also has extreme anger issues and bipolar disorder and is known to use heroin and meth. It has come out actually just a few days ago that Lucas was often seen covered in cuts and bruises and on some occasions even had black eyes. The Sedgwick Juvenile Court files showed that the state of Kansas was informed at least twice of the fact that Lucas was being abused, and these files also showed that Lucas had a very violent and dysfunctional home life. Now, this part of the case is the part that absolutely just broke my heart and grabbed my attention 100%. But when asked about his cuts and bruises, Lucas replied to the person who was asking, and I quote, "Emily doesn't like me anymore." That is so sad for a 5-year-old child to think that they are being beaten and hurt by somebody because they don't like them. And that is training that child that that is the correct way to handle these kinds of situations, and that is just horribly heartbreaking. In November of 2017, Lucas and Emily were in New Mexico visiting Jonathan Hernandez, which is Lucas's father, who travels for work. While they were there, the state's Child Protective Services received a report that Lucas had 2 black eyes. The Kansas DFC contacted the New Mexico agency, and they gave them their reports. And the report said that the situation had already been investigated and the allegations couldn't be proven, and that was that. They didn't look into the abuse any further. In December of 2017, on a separate incident, somebody had noticed that Lucas had cuts and bruises all over his face. And when they questioned him about this, he said that his stepmother had thrown a water bottle at his face. In an interview, Lucas's great-grandmother had said that Lucas had told her that Emily had kicked him and dragged him across the carpet. And when the great-grandmother had confronted Emily and Jonathan about this, they completely denied these allegations and said that Lucas was making it up. The nurse at the school that Lucas had attended was also interviewed, and she said that Lucas was often covered in cuts and bruises, and on one day in particular in January, Lucas had a total of 9 cuts and bruises all over his body. Because of this, Lucas's biological mother was called in for questioning, and she had said that her son had just fallen off the monkey bars. But the nurse had later come out and said that these bruises and cuts were very violent and looked like Lucas had been in a fight. The last week that Lucas was seen at school, he complained often about feeling sick, including the day of February 9th, which was the last day that Lucas attended school before disappearing. Child Protective Services has now come out and said that they have been told that Emily Glass actually has taken her anger out that was directed at Jonathan on Lucas. Jonathan Hernandez, as well as Lucas's biological mother and Emily Glass, which I find very odd, are all working together to start up a GoFundMe page so that they can raise enough money to hire a private investigator to find out what happened to Lucas. It has actually been confirmed that the family is looking into hiring a private investigation agency, and one of the agencies that I believe is the one that they were leaning closer towards hiring has actually come out and said that if they are hired in this investigation, their number one priority is to find out what happened to Lucas. And despite who's paying them, they will not be protecting anybody who had any involvement in this child's disappearance. This case is absolutely disgusting and heartbreaking. Even if Lucas did walk out that door by himself on his own free will, it is the parents' responsibility to make sure that the children are in good hands, and whatever is going on in the house should be supervised. And for two young children to be left alone for that amount of time seems like something to me that just wouldn't go on in a normal household. And I know some parents make mistakes, but this is just extremely disgusting, and this child was clearly abused. And it's so devastating that the state had to be informed of this so many times, and it had actually taken the child going missing for them to look at this case closely. Lucas Hernandez was last seen in black track pants, white socks, and a gray t-shirt with a bear on it. He is about 4 feet tall and weighs about 60 pounds and has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information on what happened to Lucas Hernandez or where he is right now, I have left a number in the description box below which you can call. Investigators have asked for the public's help in this case by sharing Lucas's missing persons poster as well as photos of Lucas and his story. And you can also share this video if you would like. Police have denied the public from helping in the search to actually search the grounds where Lucas went missing, just because they are trying to avoid somebody contaminating the crime scene or tampering with evidence. In this case in particular, please, please, please do not forget to share Lucas's missing persons poster or just his photo and his story on any of your social media. It's very important to get this child's face out there just in case somebody has seen him. I really hope that in this case, Lucas can be brought back and put somewhere where he is safe and can live out the rest of his life normally. My heart breaks throughout this case, and every time I have to read it over and over again, it just gets sadder and sadder. Once again, do not forget to share Lucas's missing persons poster or a photo of him on your social media. But with that, guys, that brings us to the end of this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also comment down below if you have any suggestions for my future videos, and don't forget to subscribe. And also, if you're new here, don't forget to check out the other videos on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!